Hey there everyone, welcome back. We are going to talk today about upcoming legendary banner. I know, very exciting. Bit of an odd month, right? For Fire Emblem Heroes, we had the midpoint book banner thing that basically just gave us Haether, who is a new green mythic, which, you know, looking at the charts, right, actually makes a lot of sense for a lot of stuff. Given how little green options we have for upcoming banners. So it makes a lot of sense that she ended up being green, and honestly saves us a couple months of confusion and questioning, which is really nice. So let's start off by looking at who's coming back. We know that returning, we're going to be looking at Veronica and Yuri. And I know the people are very excited about those two in particular. So it's going to be a big month for red, right? We'll talk more about that later. Blue, we have Uller. Okay, she's dope. That's all I have to say about that. Green is now completely full now that we have Haether down there. If you want my opinion, okay, if you want my opinion, and you are able to, you should probably just spark for an Aether now on the midpoint banner. It's not worth pulling green unless you really like either Xander or Hell, and also have an ongoing merge project for them. One of the cases being that after this month, Hell is actually due to be popped into the remix pool. Not necessarily be remixed, but in August, when we get, you know, the next round of remixed legendaries and mythics, Hell is likely to be among them that are getting kind of bumped into that remix pool, and will eventually be remixed, you know, probably within the next 6 to 8 months. So not very high value to pull for her on this banner. Xander was a little underwhelming when he came out. Okay, so again, unless you have like an ongoing merge or a favoritism project towards him, it's probably not worth your effort. Haether, however, is pretty decent. She's kind of the first like mythic buffer, I think is what I was calling her, and so that kind of gives her a little bit of valuableness. Overall, given that you could possibly get Haether on the midpoint banner alongside some other pretty good options, all of which I think are better than the other two green options, I think it's not worth pulling green. Okay, just my little soapbox moment there for you. And then we also have Asker and Famortis coming back. That is a very good colorless pool to start, and I think it's only going to get better. Okay. Upcoming, these are of course the 5-star exclusives, not necessarily normal pool, because it does also include rearmed heroes, which are not in standard summoning, so they're just 5-star exclusives that are not special heroes, I guess is the way to phrase that. Bit of an enigma, the rearmed heroes are. So as you can see, we have I have updated everything here to include the new midpoint banner units. There were 2. There were actually only 2. Our colorless option is a new 3-4-star, and our green option on that banner is, you know, right next door here as a mythic hero, so not in standard pool. So it's just more red and blue. We're just tagging on more red and blue down here. I think is legitimately trying to see how far they can push my sanity by causing me to rework a bunch of graphics very consistently. I'm not happy about it. Anyway, point is, there's a lot of red. There's a lot of blue. There's hardly any green, and there's a couple colorless. Colorless, for a long time, was the least standardized color that we had when it came to like rerunning units, and now it's like the most constant and steady, and it's just funny how things change over time. Anyway, point is there's a lot of blue and green, or a lot of blue and red filler, right? And then colorless is probably going to be, you can probably guess. So what we have coming up, okay, prediction wise, looks a little like this for moi. All right, I think that the new legendary is likely going to be a red hero. Okay, Hathor came at a great time to fill in a slot that otherwise, you know, may have been some sort of like other rerun or something along those lines, but we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so it's not going to be a green option. We already got the green option, frankly. Blue, I think, could be a new legendary, but it's not likely. I'm going with the most likely choice here. I think instead we will probably see Chloe and Joffrey fill in alongside Uller on blue, and both of them are great. So I think that kind of gives blue gets like a mid rating in my opinion. If it does end up, the banner does end up looking like my prediction block here. Blue, I think we get a solid 3 out of 5. Like, it's great. It's not really necessary or like all that enticing necessarily, but it's still pretty good. You know, if you get any of them on a random break, or maybe your rate gets up so high you just pull the whole circle because you're like 10%, why not? And you get one of them, you're probably not going to be disappointed. That's kind of how I feel about blue. Green is very hit or miss. I've already talked extensively about green. Colorless is really nice. Okay. I would give that probably a 4.5 out of 5 in terms of dopeness. Okay. If it was Ray, I'd give it a solid 5, but it's not going to be Ray. I'm kidding. Kind of. Tana is great. A lot of good stuff on her. Okay. I think Guidance 4 is the hit or miss between do you do the bow or the guidance stuff. I think that's usually what people are, you know, having an inner warfare in their mind in terms of what they want to, how they want to sacrifice their precious Tana copy here. So, you know, colorless is really good. Colorless is really strong. And in red, like I said, I think this might actually be Yuri's first rerun as well. He got kind of bumped out pretty far after his initial run. So him showing up alongside Veronica, who has had so many reruns already. I think this is like her 4th rerun, and she came out not that long ago, like 6 months ago or something crazy. Like it's crazy. She is easily the most frequently rerun legendary or mythic hero within their first year over the past like 6, hands down. Okay, like it's wild to me. The favoritism is rampant over at Is headquarters. All right, but either way, I mean, she's great. She's got some good fodder. Again, if you've got either of them, I don't think you'd be disappointed, right? It's kind of like blue, except there's actually a slightly higher incentive to pull on red because of the rarity, the strength of the units overall, and then also probably going to be paired alongside a new legendary as well. So, will we finally get an engaged character? Maybe. Will this be legendary Allier? I don't know. But boy, wouldn't that be exciting if it was. Because, you know, we've already had one new GODSWORD this month. Why not make it another one? It's just the rampantness of GODSWORDs in this game over the past 6 months is crazy. Anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. That's what I think. This feels pretty comfortable in terms of a prediction. I don't really feel like we're gonna get thrown any left hooks or anything like that. Like I think we're probably good with this prediction. And you know, the Allier legendary is just copium. Okay. I'm just trying to feed my engaged loving brethren out here, to maybe, you know, give them some kind of hope, I guess. As far as a forecast goes, this is the new thing that I've been throwing in with these kinds of videos. We've got the next 2 months, and I've kind of bumped it up alongside the upcoming heroes, so you can kind of see who in the upcoming batch is likely to show up when, right? I believe, don't quote me, you can probably quote me, Saline is probably going to show up next month, okay? I would be very surprised if she didn't. I sincerely hope that end of July we get a new 5-star normal pool green unit that can maybe show up again in like September or something. Because right now we're teetering into that territory where I get uncomfortable because there's a lot of uncertainty as to what's going to happen, and that makes my job at predicting things a little bit harder. Okay, outside of that, okay, color list is full, so we won't be seeing Rhea anytime in July or August, for that matter, maybe. And then blue and red, you can, you know, take your picks. More than likely, we'll be seeing some form of maybe rearmed Ingrid in July, maybe, and then maybe they'll throw in Eliere in July as well. I don't know, or maybe they'll just give us a new mythic that's green in July. They could. You can also do that. The new mythic will probably be blue, honestly, and they may very well, you know, bump Ingrid in instead of, you know, our Pegasus friend Gilliam down there. So a lot of things could happen, right? But more than likely, we'll be seeing a blue mythic in July. And then, of course, you know, the standard remix stuff applies. Of course, Altina's coming back finally. I need like 3 or 4 copies to finally get her merges up. So looking forward to that. We will probably have a legendary leaf as a new Hall of Forms option, so that's kind of cool. And then everybody else just kind of filling in. I won't go into detail on those. I've already talked a bit about them in the hero tracker, but August is something to take note of. Okay, first of all, probably gonna see Roy in a Hall of Forms, right? So that's kind of cool, right? The banner's full. That's weird. Isn't that strange? Well, August is one of those months where you know, at the anniversary and the half anniversary, which is what August would be, February and August, we're gonna have kind of like an update sort of thing, where they kind of like announce the next batch of remixed legendary and mythic heroes. Among that batch, including Hell, who is down here, but she's not gonna be applicable to July or August here. But within that batch on August specifically, okay, units like Corrin, Seliph, and Freya are likely going to not be on the main. That would be a legendary banner that month, I think, if I'm mathing correctly. They would probably be bumped into the remix pool, not necessarily, again, being remixed themselves, but being within that pool where they will probably show up alongside the little smaller squared columns to the left of that particular section. So that would free up a spot for red, green, and colorless, meaning you'll probably see Rhea in August. Maybe. We could only be so lucky. Maybe if they haven't done a new one, Saline shows up in August instead of July, if they haven't bumped a new mythic in. I don't know. And then red, of course, take your pick. It'll probably throw in Lucia in there instead. I don't know. But either way, the options that exist there right now will shift a little bit. I'm expecting those 3 to get boomed out, and then we'll have 3 open spots for a new legendary, allegedly, and then also some 5-star filler, 2 to be specific. So that is kind of what I'm thinking we're gonna see this month. That's what I think we're gonna see over the next couple months, and that will get you through, hopefully, Choose Your Legends, and then we get a little bit of a Summoning Frenzy break. Just in time for everything to start ramping back up in October, which is when we start to have like end of book stuff, you know, special holiday deals when November hits, and you know, just all of the end of year things that happen to October through January. Honestly, is a bit of a frenzy, with it only ramping up more and more as the months go on until we hit anniversary, and then things kind of plateau again. So enjoy this. I guess we're kind of in the midst of like summer chaos, Choose Your Legends, half anniversary, all of those things, and then it's only going to get more crazy. So look forward to that, I guess, if you are interested in. Anyway, I have talked ad nauseum about all of these things. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them if I get a chance to. I'm gonna try and like look at comments more. Maybe I'm not as mentally scarred from having read comments before. So I'm gonna try and venture back into that pool a bit, or you know, just let me know what you're looking forward to coming up over the next 3 months, 2.5 months. Either way, that's your legendary banner prediction and forecast for the next 2 months. Hope this was helpful. If it did, be sure to leave a like, and that's it for now. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.